There are two things I want to go over when it comes to themes that I think you'll find helpful or that you may come across that you may have questions on. One is, as you recall in the Slide Master training video, when you want to apply more than one theme to your presentation, you have to create an additional Slide Master because the Slide Master can only handle one theme at a time, so you have to create another one if you want to apply a second theme that applies to other slides, like maybe slides 1 through 5 has one theme, slides 6 through 10 has another, slides 11 through 50, and so on. So you'd have to go ahead and create an additional Slide Master for each theme. Now, having said that, if you come up here and you've already figured this out, that when you want to apply another theme, if you right-click on it, guess what? Not only can you apply it to all slides, which is what we found in the Slide Master, or when you just simply click on a theme, like, let me click off, click on it, it updates all the slides within the presentation, and I still have one Slide Master. Well, let me come down below, hover over the Normal button on the status toolbar, hold down the Shift key and click on it, and you can see I just have one Slide Master because I don't have more than one theme applied to my slides throughout the presentation, so it can handle it. So let's go ahead and close out of the master view, and let's go ahead and hit undo. But did you see that when I came back here to the design and I right-clicked, how not only can you apply it to all slides but to a selected slide or selected slides? So what that means, instead of you going back into the Slide Master saying, okay, I got to go ahead and create a second Slide Master for this theme that I'm going to be applying here to just one slide or selected slides and keep my other theme, it'll automatically do that for you. So when I click on Apply to Selected Slides, now I have two Slide Masters with two separate themes in the Slide Master view. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look then. Let's hover over the Normal button down below on the status bar, hold down the Shift key, click on it, and there we go. See, that's number 2 for the second theme automatically created for us. And we've got our original here. Let's go ahead and close out. So you want to keep that in mind. Let me go ahead and hit undo, that when you're on the Design tab you can right click and certainly apply it to a selected slide, but just know when you go back to the Slide Master view, it automatically created that extra Slide Master to accommodate that second theme. Second of all is that when you're working with the variant, click on More, and we talked about this in an earlier training video on themes and backgrounds, how, well, you know how you can apply a theme, and then if you want a variant of it, you can change one of the elements, like if you want to update the color for the theme because you don't like the current color or the font or the effects. Well, I want to focus on the fonts. And so if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you got to watch that first training video on themes and background. So what I want to cover here that I didn't cover there is that when you hover over the fonts here, well, first of all, let me go through a quick recap of what you're looking at. So you got the big A and the little a, right? And then you have the first line, then the second line. Well, you've got the name of the font. This one's a custom one, Spiffy, but this is for the headings, that's for the body. The capital A is for the headings, the small one's for the body, and that's how it's supposed to look over in, well, your slide. So when you hover over like Office, if you look over here in the main working area, you'll see that we've got the title here. That's the heading that you see up here, Calibri Light, and then you have a text box down below, which is the body of the slide here, just a simple text box. And so when I hover over the title Office 2007 through 2010, all headings, if I click on it throughout the entire presentation, will be updated from its current, whatever it was previously, to Cambria, the titles on each slide, the headings, and then the rest of the text boxes down below the body will be updated to Calibri. And you can see that when I hover over it, it updates, right? Okay. Now, if you're going over this and you're hovering over any one of these and you click on it to apply it and it doesn't update, well, you'll see it when you hover over it if it doesn't update, so it's definitely not going to change when you click on it. That means that, let me come up here and click on the Home tab, and let's do the body of the slide here, the text box. Let me select it. That means when you come up here in the font group on the Home tab and click on the drop down arrow, you see how it has theme fonts and it just has 2 here, as we saw on the Design tab and the Variants? Well, that means that you don't have it selected, and you can tell whether or not it's a theme font because it doesn't have body next to it in your selection. So you got Calibri both here, right? You also have Calibri down below that's not part of a theme font. So if I scroll down in the search, because it's sorted alphabetically, there you go. We've got Calibri, but it doesn't say body or heading next to it, right? Right. So if I go ahead and select it, this is not part of the theme fonts. When I click off and I come up here and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go ahead and update all the fonts throughout my entire presentation, click on More, go to Fonts, and I go to Office, or maybe Office 2010. You see how it's just updating the heading here as I hover over each one, but not the body or just the simple text box? Again, the heading is the title of each slide, and text boxes or the body of it that's not a heading is, well, referred to as the body, or the lowercase a here or the second line here of the two in the fonts. And so that's because it's no longer part of a theme. We've changed it and we said don't belong to the theme. And so if we want to be able to bring that back, so when I hover over any one of these, it'll automatically update to Corbel or Candria. Let's scroll down and find something different. How about Franklin Gothic Book? And this one's Franklin Gothic Medium. So the medium is for the title of each slide. Update all the slides throughout the entire presentation with that title. And then Franklin Gothic Book will update, well, not this slide, because this one's not a theme font. This one we chose, it's static, it won't update. Which brings up a good point. You could actually do this if you have like 100 slides and you're like, okay, whenever I update the fonts throughout my entire presentation, slides 1 through 95 will be tied to themes, so I can just come here and in a single click update them all at once, but slides, 96, let's say through 100, they won't be automatically updated. I'll have to do that manually. So you can pick and choose if you want in bulk to update in a single click all the fonts, the titles, or the headings and the body, or just certain slides. So to get back to where we can go ahead and have this to be a member of the themes group, let's go ahead and click and drag to select it. In the mini formatting toolbar, click on the font, and what we have to do is we have to select body, because it's not a heading, right? But it's in the theme font group, so whenever you click on the drop down arrow and you're like, what the heck, I only get 2 choices for themes? No, this is where it's currently at, or you can select to apply it, like for body, and then if you want to update everything at once, and that's the purpose of the themes, is to update everything throughout your entire presentation in a single click. Well, now that we have that as part of the themes, let me click off. When I come back up here, Design tab to Variants, click on More, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to update all the fonts within my presentation. And I hover over it. You see how it's updating it here? So you got to watch when I move my mouse here. And let's go scroll down. Let's do this. Franklin Gothic and Franklin Gothic Medium. So now it's happy. So when I select that, it updates it not only on this slide, but all the slides throughout the entire presentation. So it's important that when you select some text, that if you're going to be working with themes and you want to apply to all the slides, don't come over here in the font group and click on the drop down arrow and say, yeah, I'll choose something else here. That's not already applied as a theme. Don't update your fonts in here. Update your fonts in a single click across all the presentations from the variant group in the font, from the fonts arrow, and select it here. And then if you're like, wait a second, I would like Century Gothic to be the heading and then TWCNMT, whatever, for the body. Well, we covered how to create your own custom fonts and choose that for your heading and the other one for the body. So stating it simply, you can do one of a couple of things. You can either go ahead and update all the slides in a single click. Great. Just work with themes. Don't change your fonts up here on the Home tab or right-clicking in the mini formatting toolbar. Just stick with your variants here, the fonts, to update everything. If you only want to update a part of your presentation, like maybe slides 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you can go ahead and change the others. So come up here on the Home tab and put it out of the themes group and choose something else, so it won't be updated with all the rest. When you do go to the Design tab and update everything at once in a single click, except for, like I said, if it's not a theme font. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.